I want to see how much you remember from what we went over last week. We talked about the differences between bullying and cyberbullying. Okay, so I'm going to reveal the things behind the dots with bullying, and then I want you to see if you can remember or recall some of what we talked about from last week about what makes it different and what makes it the same as bullying, okay? Bullying is hurtful, right? How about cyberbullying?
Even more hurtful?
Okay, let's see. Can be more hurtful. Why can it be more hurtful? We talked about this last week.
Because you're spreading it not just to one person, but all over.
Because it can be spread all over. Why can it be spread all over?
Because you can use like Facebook or Twitter, and you can do that, and you can put it on the internet.
Yes, you can put it on the internet. You use Facebook, you use Twitter, and it can move around fast, fast, fast. You don't have to be in the same room as the person that you're bullying, right? Very good. It can make a target feel sad, embarrassed, helpless, and angry. Now this is the traditional kind of bullying where it's more physical and you're in the same room with somebody. What about cyberbullying?
They're in a different place.
Could it make the target feel sad, embarrassed, helpless, and angry?
Yes.
Do you think that that's going to be the same or different for cyberbullying?
Kind of different.
Let's see. It can make the target feel sad, embarrassed, helpless, and angry, but in cyberbullying it can happen 24/7. Does everybody know what that means when you say 24/7?
Yeah, like 8 goes a week.
Yep, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because, and we just talked about this, why can it happen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Ryan?
Because it spreads really fast and it stays where it is and you can't take it back.
Very good. It can spread very fast because of the technology that we use. Bullying is face-to-face. Cyberbullying, does it have to be face-to-face?
No, it can be in a different country.
Let's see. It can spread very quickly, we already talked about that, but you're right, you can be in a different country. You don't even have to be in the same country, the same state, the same city, the same time zone. It can spread very quickly because you use Twitter and Facebook and email and text. Very good. All right, bullying is not always violent. When we think of bullying, what's the first thing that pops into your head when you just think of bullying? Chloe?
Punch.
Punching, hitting. But that's not all it can be. It can also be exclusion. Who remembers what exclusion is?
Leaving somebody out.
Leaving somebody out. If you're out on the playground and you're playing a game and you've decided that you don't want this particular person to join in, you're excluding them from your activities. That is a form of bullying. So let's look at cyberbullying. In cyberbullying, it can be hard to identify the bully. We touched on this last week. Why is it hard to identify the bully?
Because someone can put something on Twitter or Facebook, and then someone can take that and spread it to someone else, and any person who's getting bullied will never know who did it.
You have no way of knowing who started it because it can spread so quickly. It goes from person to person to person. And by the time you figure out somebody's saying things about you that may not be nice, you have no way of knowing where it started. Very good. All right, we're going to listen to the following story and we're going to discuss this. All right, does anybody want to read the first paragraph for me? Is it, give me a hint. Lillian?
Yes.
Lillian, could you please loudly read the first paragraph?
Sandra is planning a sleepover to celebrate her birthday. Her parents have set a limit of 8 girls, so Sandra can't invite everyone she'd like. 2 girls who are left out overhear the plans. Angry, they plan their revenge.
Very good. Who wants to read the second paragraph? Go ahead.
The girls
Create.
We hate Sandra website.
Mm-hmm.
They say that
invited to the party.
Very good.
Should not go. They tell everyone in school the website address.
Mm-hmm.
The girls tell everyone to add
Reasons.
reasons why they hate Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
And spread rumors about her.
Very good. So do you see what's going on here? Sandra is having a sleepover. She can only invite 8 girls. So which girls are the ones who created the website? The ones that were invited or the ones who weren't invited? Chloe?
The ones who weren't invited.
The ones who weren't invited created a website, We Hate Sandra. Give everybody the website, tell people to add reasons why they hate Sandra. Okay, so let's stop. Think. Who are the cyberbullies in that story? Madison?
The 2 girls that weren't invited to the party.
Very good. The 2 girls who weren't invited to the party are the cyberbullies. Who is the target? The target is the person who's being cyberbullied.
The 2 girls.
No, the 2 girls who created the website are the cyberbullies. Who is the person they are cyberbullying? That's the target.
Oh, Sandra.
Sandra. So, is this cyberbullying? Okay. Together, thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Let's see, is it cyberbullying? Everybody got a thumbs up? Anybody have a thumbs down?
Don't have any thumb down.
I don't even know.
So well, why would it be cyberbullying? What are they using? What is the technology that the girls are using to do the bullying? Lillian?
They are using a website.
They're using the computer and a website. So bullying, they're not in the same room with Sandra. They're not punching her or picking on her right there in the room. They're doing it over the computer using a website. So, thumbs up, thumbs down. Is it cyberbullying? Everybody got a thumbs up? It is cyberbullying. All right, now, how do you think Sandra feels? Sandra's the girl who's having the sleepover. So, remember we talked about empathy, meaning that you feel what somebody else may be feeling. You can understand how they might feel, so let's practice our empathy. How do you think something like this would make you feel if it happened to you? And therefore, how do you think Sandra feels? Chloe?
Upset.
Upset. Anything else?
Disappointed?
Disappointed. Was this supposed to be a fun thing for Sandra?
Yeah.
Sleepover, right? She's inviting 8 friends. Is it still a fun thing after something like this happens?
No.
No, so she's probably disappointed. What else might she be feeling? Madison?
And
Sad.
Sad. Lillian?
Maybe embarrassed.
Embarrassed. Why would she be embarrassed? What did the girls tell people to put on the website? Madison?
Stuff that makes her what she's kind of done to them.
She might be embarrassed because of the things that they're writing. All right, very good, guys. All right, when Sandra hears about the site, she gets a sick feeling in her stomach. Unable to ignore the site, she checks it often. So maybe she's coming home from school and the first thing she's doing is going on the computer and seeing what the website says now. Each day she finds a new nasty comment or a mean joke about her. She feels hurt, she feels powerless to defend herself, and Sandra is too embarrassed to go to school and tells her parents she is sick. How many of you who have ever had something happen that makes you feel so bad that you just don't want to face it? You want to stay home, put your heads under the covers, and just wait until the problem goes away. I've had days like that. Something like this would make me feel that way. Does everybody understand how Sandra feels?
yes.
Does anybody think she's overreacting? No? Why do you think the 2 girls made this website about Sandra? Right there.
Because they're jealous and they wanted to go to the party.
They're jealous and they wanted to go to the party. I think that's pretty much it. Any other ideas why they made this website about Sandra? Chloe?
Because they just are mad about
That's right. Her parents said she could only invite 8 people, so could she invite every girl in the school?
No.
No, but they didn't know that. Maybe they were feeling excluded. There's that word again. Maybe they were feeling like they were being excluded. And that was the only way that they knew to get back at her. All right, so let's brainstorm a few ways we could handle a cyberbullying situation. If you were Sandra, what are some of the things you could do to there's some right things you could do and some wrong things. Let me give you an example, and you tell me thumbs up or thumbs down whether it's wrong. I'm Sandra, so I'm checking that website every day, and I go on the website, and I decide that I'm gonna write mean, nasty things back to the girls on the website. For everything that they post that's mean about me, I'm gonna post something just as mean about them. So thumbs up if you think that's a good solution, thumbs down if you think it's a bad solution.
It's kind of thumbs down, thumbs up.
Everybody's got a thumbs. Why would it be thumbs up?
Because it's kind of like the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated.
That's right. So would her going on and posting mean, nasty things just because she feels hurt is, then it can keep, is it ever going to end?
No.
You post nasty things about me, I post nasty things about you. You post more nasty things about me, and I post more nasty things about you. Is anything getting solved?
No.
No. So is it thumbs down? Is that a bad solution?
No.
Yeah.
All right, let's think of a good solution. Madison?
Maybe go on the website and tell them that they overreacted and tell them that they were going to be invited to the party.
Well, you could try and explain to the girls. But do you think you would do that on the website or maybe just talk to them?
Talk to them.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it on the website because they're mad already. And it probably could just get worse. You could try and talk to the girls and explain, hey, I really wanted to invite you, but I couldn't. But how about maybe next week we have a sleepover and you guys can come over? Maybe that would be a good solution. Any other good solutions for how to deal with it? So Sandra's not going to school at this point. She feels sick. That's not a good thing. She needs to feel able to be comfortable to go to school. So anybody she could talk to? Is there anything else she could do?
Tell the principal?
She could tell the principal. She could tell or a principal, or who else?
Her parents.
She could tell her parents what's going on. So she could tell her parents, or principal, or another trusted adult, right? Because that's what we're here for, right? If you're in a situation that you can't handle, that's why Mrs. Roast is here, that's why I'm here, that's why you have this whole school full of teachers and staff who are ready to help you if you have any problems. Any other solutions? Okay. Do you think she could just ignore it and maybe it'll blow over after the sleepover's done?
No.
No, probably. But she definitely doesn't want to go put bad comments on the website. Do you think she should still be coming home and checking the website every day after school, just watching? Is that making her feel any better?
No.
No.
It's making her feel worse.
It's making her feel worse.
She
So do you
should-
think,
She should do something about it sooner so it can end.
yeah, do something sooner so it can end, but maybe not go on and check the website every day because that's just going to make her feel worse and worse, right? All right, I think we've got some good solutions there. All right, does anybody have any questions? Anything we haven't talked about with cyberbullying that you think we need to discuss? So cyberbullying is, somebody give me a definition. Cyberbullying is,
A
pass, or pass, go ahead.
Posting mean things on the internet.
Posting mean things on the internet. Just the internet?
Phones.
Not just the internet. How about?
posted new faces on the internet, cell phones, or computers.
Cell phone, computer. So we're using what we call technology, right?
Yeah.
We're using technology to send messages and bully other people. Madison?
It is, you can use anything anything that you can put stuff on, you can use it to save lives.
Very good. But what your cyberbullying is doing is making somebody else feel bad. Do you remember the exercise we did at the end of last week's lesson with the paper? Did that really kind of make you feel or see how cyberbullying makes other people feel? Because you scarred that piece of paper, right? You stomped on it, you twisted it, you did everything but rip it. You didn't break anything. It's not something you could go to the hospital for and have fixed, like a broken bone. But those scars are there, and they never go away. That paper was never going to look the way it did before you were mean to it, right? And no matter how many times you said, "I'm sorry," and tried to flatten it out and smooth it out, it's never going to look the same. Those scars are always there, and that's what happens to the targets of bullies and cyberbullies. All right? So, probably ask what we're going to do from here on out. We're probably going to do a little bit more today, but then next week, the real fun begins. It's your 4th graders. You and the 5th graders are the big kids in this school, and a lot of the younger kids look up to you. So I want you to be able to set an example and teach the younger kids about cyberbullying. So they come up through North Bay Elementary and know that it's not a way we treat other people. So this week we're going to start working on creating skits. We're going to come up with some examples of cyberbullying situations, like that cartoon we watched last week. We're going to come up with a story of cyberbullying. We're going to put you in groups later today or next week, and you're going to write a script. You're going to act out a cyberbullying situation, and Mrs. Gross and I will probably record it next week. Just small 1 or 2 minute example of a cyberbullying situation. And that way, those are videos that Mrs. Gross can show all the younger kids for many years to come when she teaches them about cyberbullying. She can say, here's an example of cyberbullying. This is what we don't want to do. Okay? So, but first I want to show you a brain pop video. Because that's kind of, the brain pop video is going to show a story about cyberbullying and maybe get you to start thinking about some situations that you would like to act out about cyberbullying. So let's watch this brain pop video. You guys have watched brain pop videos before, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Gross. I just wanted you to know where we're going with this. How many of you like to act? Good! We've got a class full of actors and actresses.
Not me.
Fantastic.
Not me.
Those of you who don't like to act,
me.
that's okay. You could be the director or the producer or help write the script. They're going to have a part for all of us. All right, are we ready? Let's watch this cyberbullying brain pop video to get us thinking about cyberbullying situations again.
Hey, what are you doing? Well, who told you that? Dear Moby, you are the ugliest shade of orange I've ever seen. Get a clue, weirdo. A friend. First of all, Moby's color is just fine. It's pretty, and it's web safe. And second, you're no friend at all. You're just a cyberbully. No, I didn't just make that up. Cyberbullying is what it sounds like. Bullying on the internet or through emails and texts. It can include sending mean messages, posting embarrassing photos or secrets about somebody, leaving someone out of online groups, spreading rumors, posing as someone else to make them look bad. Yeah, unfortunately, there are dozens of ways to do it. The bottom line is, if it's intended to make someone feel bad or unsafe, it's cyberbullying. And even though it's not a physical attack, it can still cause a lot of damage. Victims of cyberbullying can suffer from depression, low self-esteem, and even physical problems like headache and nausea. Well, some bullies do it to feel better about themselves. But believe it or not, a lot of them don't even realize that they're being mean or hurtful. It's easy to forget that there's a real live person with feelings behind that screen name or cell phone number. Plus, bullies may feel that they're safely hidden behind their own screen names. No, fighting back is one thing you should never do with a cyberbully. They just want to get a reaction out of you, so why play into their hands? Sometimes it can help to tell someone when they're making you feel bad. Well, they may think they're just playing a harmless joke. But if talking doesn't work, you should use any block or ignore functions that are available. You can also just delete messages from bullies without reading them. Well, if the bullying doesn't stop, or if it's threatening your safety, there are other ways to deal with it. Save any messages, emails, or screenshots that show what's happening. You can usually send complaints to websites and IM hosts, and those files will be useful as evidence. You can print out hard copies too. That way, when you tell an adult what's going on, which you should always do, you'll have something to show them. Grown-ups can help you deal with a tough situation, even if you think you can handle it by yourself. Even when the bullying takes place at home, there's a good chance that your school has rules against it. In fact, many forms of cyberbullying are considered harassment and can result in criminal charges. Yeah, there's a lot you can do to prevent it, too. Sticking up for other kids is sometimes enough to scare a bully off. But the best way to stop it is to not be a cyberbully yourself. Don't write or text anything you wouldn't say in person. What may be a harmless joke to you can be taken as an insult by someone else. If you're angry or upset, wait a few minutes to calm down before you write something you can't take back. Remember, what you say online can stay there forever. And even though you may feel anonymous, websites and cellular services can usually figure out your true identity. To protect yourself from becoming a victim, be smart online. Don't share your personal information with anyone you don't know. Cyberbullies sometimes impersonate people to embarrass them. So don't ever tell anyone your passwords, except for your parents. Now, let's say we wash off that green paint. You kind of like it? All right, that's your choice.
What do you think? Should we take the quiz?
Yes.
See what we learned? All right, let's take the quiz. There we go.
Yep.
There it goes. Oh, let's just review. All right. Who wants to do question number 1? Madison, can you read it from there?
Cyberbullying generally doesn't involve physical violence. What does physical mean in this case?
All right, is it A, severe, B, body related, C, having to do with emotions, or D, mild? Go ahead, Madison. A, severe.
No.
Oh, nope, try again. Let's try one more time. Cyberbullying generally doesn't involve physical violence. What does physical mean in this case? Want to try again, Madison? Physical. Punching, slapping, hitting, those are physical things.
Body related?
Let's see, body related. You think? All right, body related, correct. Good job. All right, who wants to do number 2? Go ahead.
Which of the following text messages would most likely be an example of cyberbullying?
Okay, so we've got A, party at Tim's house, 8 p.m. tonight. B, I disagree. I like math. C, don't tell Rita about Tim's party. D, wear the red sweater, it looks best.
C.
Raise your hands. Go ahead. What do you think? Right here. I'm sorry, I don't know everybody's names quite yet. We've got party at Tim's house tonight, and I disagree. I like math.
I think C, because then they're trying to make Rita think that she's left out.
Yeah, and what's the word? Do you remember the word for that? Not include, but
Exclude.
exclude. Let's see. Is it C? It is. Very good. All right, number 3. Who would like to do number 3? Somebody different. Chloe.
Which of the following is a factual statement about cyberbullying?
All right, what does factual mean? What's factual mean?
Real.
Real. It's not an opinion. An opinion is what I think of something, right? A fact means something you could look up and prove. Look it up in an encyclopedia, something like that. So, is it A, cyberbullying is the biggest problem that young people face? Is it B, cyberbullying should be outlawed? C, cyberbullies are mean people? Or D, cyberbullying can make people feel bad? So we're looking for a factual statement, not something you think or your opinion, something that's a fact. Ben?
D.
D. How many of you agree that it's D? Raise your hands. Let's see. Cyberbullying can make people feel bad. Very good. All right, number 4. Who wants to read? You wanna read? No? Somebody who hasn't read yet. Ryan, you wanna read it for me?
Yeah. Over a few days, you receive a series of insulting
IMs. Who knows what an IM is? What is it?
Images.
Nope, not an image.
Internet messages.
Not internet, almost. Instant message. Those little messages that can pop up while you're online. So, IMs from, go ahead, Ryan.
from someone at school. Which sequence of action is the best response?
So by sequence, which letter lists the events that you should do in what order? So is it A, save the instant messages, send an email to the instant message host, confront the bully in school and meet with a school counselor? B, tell a parent or other adult, delete all the instant messages from the bully and complain to the instant message host?
Definitely not.
C, ignore, delete the first instant message, save any further instant messages, tell a parent or other adult you trust, or D, ignore all the instant messages. What do you think?
A.
A. Let's see.
No.
Oh, why would A not be a good idea? Is there something in there that you shouldn't do? Madison?
Confront the bully in school.
Yeah, do you think it's a good idea to confront them in school? Do you think that would make things better or worse?
Worse.
Worse. Let's just double check. All right, let's try that again. So we've eliminated A. All right, any other ideas? Go ahead. B. Tell a parent or other adult.
Definitely not.
Why not?
Because you can't complain to the bully.
Well, to the instant message host. That's like if it's on Facebook, you complain to Facebook that this is happening. Let's see if it's B. No? Try again. All right. So we're down to 2. 50-50 chance now. What do you think?
D.
D.
No.
It goes away? No. Okay, so it has got to be which one?
C.
Ignore. Delete the first instant message. So ignore the first one and just, because it's just one. But if they still keep coming, save them, like they showed us in the Brain Pop video. Then tell a parent or adult you trust, and then they're going to help you decide what to do next. All right. That was a toughie. Number 5. It's probably the last one. Who wants to read it? Go ahead.
What can you infer from the fact that people are more likely to say mean things online than in person?
All right, what does infer mean, first of all? You've done inferences. Infer is part of that. What does infer mean, Madison?
Like,
You want some help?
Yeah.
Lillian?
Information.
Information, not quite. You're inferring something, means you're making a guess or a prediction. So what can you guess or predict from the fact that people are more likely to say mean things online than in person? The internet doesn't have the same rules of behavior as real life. B, using chat rooms and message boards makes some people angry. C, the internet is much more dangerous than real life. Or D, being anonymous can make some people forget their manners. Madison?
A.
A, the internet doesn't have the same rules of behavior as real life. Nope, try again. We should behave the same way online as we do in real life. Ben?
B.
Using chat rooms and message boards makes some people angry. I think that's true, but why are people more likely to say mean things online than in person? What's your guess as to why they do that? What do you think?
C.
The internet is much more dangerous than real life, you think?
No.
Oh, let's try it. So it has to be D, being anonymous. Remember we talked about how it can spread so quickly that you can never find out who it is. You may not even know who started a rumor about you. So being anonymous, meaning nobody knows who you are, makes some people forget their manners. You do things, when you can't see the other person, I may not talk to Ben the same way online since I'm not looking right at him as I would when we're together in the same room. Being anonymous can make people forget their manners. All right, I think we're probably going to have to stop there because it is time for book checkout. But listen, before we do book checkout, next week when we come back in, the first thing we're going to do Because we're gonna review a little bit so we can get our minds thinking about cyberbullying again. But then we're gonna come up with some examples of cyberbullying. So throughout the rest of this week, think about the kinds of technology you use and some examples of situations where cyberbullying can happen. So then we have to work on a script and get our acting hats on so we can do some recording next week. Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
So throughout the week, think, maybe you'll see some cyberbullying situations. If you see it happening or hear about it happening, jot it down and we can share when we get together next week. All right?
Is it going to be with a group?
Yes, we're gonna do it as a group. I wouldn't make you do it alone because sometimes it's easier when you have partners to work with. All right, so I'll turn on the lights and it's time for a book checkout.